Hi, welcome back to Sunday School. Today I wanted to talk to all of you about trusting Jesus's words. Have you ever made a prediction about something? Do you know what the word prediction means? A prediction is sort of like a guess at something that might happen. Sometimes we make guesses that are pretty well based on fact or science. For example, I can predict that if I drink a whole bunch of water, I might have to use the bathroom. If I stack up these blocks, and I push the stack, what do you think will happen? That's right, they'll fall over. That's a pretty easy guess. If I take out a coin and I flip it, will I get heads or tails? Woo! Well, that's sort of a half and half chance, right? It could land on either heads or tails. So that's a 50% chance of getting that guess right. Now, how about this? What do you think I have in this silly banana bag? That might be really challenging if I didn't give you clues. Well, look, here it is. It's a book. Now, if I randomly open this book to one of the pages, what page do you think it'll land on? That's kind of hard too, isn't it? Some things we just don't know. You know, there are a lot of things in life that people try to guess or predict. Some of them can be estimated with knowledge or science, like when a weatherman gives a forecast. But other things are tough to know until they happen. Sometimes you hear people try to say they know when the world will end. Did you know they have been talking like that even since Bible times? People in the days of Jesus were talking about the end of the world, and Jesus told them time and time again that nobody but God knows when that will be. We cannot predict it, and it's not ours to know. That may be a little scary. There's much of the future that we do not know, but Jesus gave a special promise too. He said that our lives will be challenging and hard things will come up. However, he also promised to be with us through these hard times. He said we don't need to worry because he will take care of us. We don't know what the future holds, but we know that God holds the future. And we don't need to know what is coming next. We might be curious or want to understand. But all we need to focus on is the moment we are in right now. We can focus one day at a time, or even just 1 second at a time. We know that God is with us in every moment, and we can put our hope and comfort in that fact. There's a lot we are uncertain of, but we have Jesus, and we are certain of his love and help. That's a great promise. And while some were speaking of the temple, how it was adorned with noble stones and offerings, he said, "As for these things that you see, the days will come when there will not be left here one stone upon another that will not be thrown down." And they asked him, "Teacher, when will these things be, and what will be the sign when these things are about to take place?" And he said, "See that you are not led astray. For many will come in my name, saying, 'I am he,' and the time is at hand, but do not go after them. And when you hear of wars and tumults, do not be terrified, for these things must first take place, but the end will not be at once." Then he said to them, "Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be great earthquakes, and in various places famines and pestilences. And there will be terrors and great things from heaven. But before all this, they will lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and prisons, and you will be brought before kings and governors for my name's sake. This will be your opportunity to bear witness. Settle it therefore in your minds not to meditate beforehand how to answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which none of your adversaries will be able to withstand or contradict. You will be delivered up even by parents and brothers and relatives and friends, and some of you they will put to death. You will be hated by all for my name's sake, but not a hair of your head will perish. By your endurance, you will gain your lives." Sometimes the future can be a little scary. Some of you might not actually think about future events as much. But most of us wonder what's going to happen ahead. Jesus' message gives us hope that no matter what happens in life, we have the promise that God will be with us and help us. Because of Christ's death and resurrection, we can hope in eternity with him. A lot of life is uncertain and we don't know what the future holds. But we know who holds the future. Jesus offers comfort and hope that we need not worry over the future, but live daily in his presence. This is something to be incredibly thankful for. Before we get started with the craft, I want all of you to pray with me, and I want you to repeat what I'm saying. Dear God, thank you for your promises and for being present in our lives. Thank you that we can put our hope in you. Even when life is scary or uncertain. Help us remember that every day. Thank you for your love. We love you, God. Thank you for Jesus. In his name, amen. So we have our bulletins. So for our craft, we have the legend of the 5 kernels. In each one of these kernels, whoops, this one's stuck, reminds us of something to be thankful for. So for the first kernel, it reminds us of God's love. We should all be thankful of God's love. The second one reminds us to love one another, and so on. So these are really, really great reminder for things that we can be thankful for, and not only God and ourselves, but with each other. So that is it for today. I hope all of you have a wonderful, blessed week, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.